Hi everyone, it's Keely. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than usual. As a lot of you know, on my channel I pretty much only do paintings of portraits and girls and that sort of thing. But today I'm going to be designing a tarot card. I have been interested in tarot cards since I was probably 14 years old. I've been pretty interested in them for a while now. But I've always wanted to make a deck. As soon as I started looking into buying a deck, I never found anything that really spoke to me. The type of style that I was looking for didn't really seem to exist in a deck. I tried looking at Kickstarters and I tried looking at other decks that were more widely produced, and I just never seemed to find anything that was quite what I had in my head. And so, being an artist, being someone who designs a lot of stuff, I decided to go ahead and make one. So I have tried to make a tarot deck in the past, but I wasn't really that happy with how it was turning out, so I didn't finish it, and it's total garbage. But I'm really happy with how this one is going, and I am just so excited for it to be finished and produced and all that fun stuff. I asked on my Instagram if anyone had any questions about this project, because I said I was going to be filming a video about it. And so some people were kind enough to send in their questions so that I could answer them in this video, so that I could get as much information out there about it as possible, because I have big plans for it and I really want you guys to be excited. And yeah, I want to be able to give you all the information you could possibly need about it. So the first question says, were you going to make a matching altar cloth for the deck? I really would like to make a matching altar cloth for the for the deck, but I haven't been able to find a manufacturer that makes what I'm looking for. I don't know if maybe I'm looking in all the wrong places or what, but I can't seem to find anyone who will make what I want. So I've thought about doing them myself, and that's maybe something that could happen, but it depends on the timeline of this project and what I end up having time for. It may be something that is produced and put in my shop after the deck comes out. I just don't know that I'll have the time or resources to make it or have it manufactured beforehand. But yes, I would love to make a matching altar cloth. I think it would be wonderful. The next question says, how many hours are you going to put into a project like this? I really would love to do my own deck someday. Your work is very inspiring. Thank you. So I did the math, and the hours I'm going to put into this is going to be just the art on its own. I estimate to be about 250 hours or so. As a lot of you know, tarot card decks are 78 card decks, not to mention the back of the card and the design for the box. So that's a lot of designing to do. So yeah, I think it's going to end up being around 250 hours. That's my most educated guess. It could definitely swing one way or another, because I know some of these cards, like this one here, really didn't take that much time to design at all, because I kind of had already had an idea, and I didn't really think that I would, I didn't really think that there was that much to mess around with on the idea of the card. So, I'm sorry, that was kind of jumbled. But, yeah, so... But other ones like Major Arcana cards are definitely taking me a lot longer to work on. So, I mean, it varies, but in general, I think I'll end up around 250 hours. That's not to mention any of the time that I'm going to spend in the other parts of this project, like getting it funded and that sort of thing, which I'll talk about in a little bit. The next question is the deck going to be made available for purchase? I know you posted on your story that it's expensive, but I will give you all of the money. You're cute, thank you. Yeah, so since I posted that story, I've found a cheaper manufacturer that also gets really good reviews, and seems to have really high quality stuff. They have a lower minimum order, so it would be easier to potentially get the project funded. So, I think I'm going to try my best to get it available for purchase. Again, I'll talk about this more towards the end, but I just want to answer some questions before I start, going off on a tangent. But yeah, hopefully it'll be available for you guys. I'm really anxious about that part, but I'm hoping it'll happen. The next question is, what got you interested in tarot cards, and do you know how to perform a reading? I don't really remember particularly what exactly got me interested in tarot cards. I remember reading about them online, and I thought it was a really cool concept because I've always been interested in different forms of divination, like tasseography and palmistry and all of that fun stuff. And so I started reading up on tarot cards. And like I said, I've been interested in them since I was about 14 years old, but I never like took the plunge and bought a deck until I was an adult. And I started with the Wild Unknown Tarot deck, which I'm sure a lot of you know. It's a very popular deck. And then I kind of went from there, and finally I'm like working my way up to making my own deck. But do I know how to perform a tarot reading? Yes, I read my own tarots fairly often, like not every day. Sometimes I'll do a daily drawing card, but I don't do like a full spread every day. But yeah, I know how to perform a reading. The next question is, if you had any advice to give someone like myself, any advice to give someone like myself that is interested in creating a tarot deck? Oh, question mark. What is your favorite part of making these? Advice would be definitely take your time and make each card as beautiful as you want it to be. Don't try and rush through it just because it's such a high volume of work. Definitely take your time, make everything exactly as you want it, because this is a huge undertaking, and I'm sure you would hate to look back through the project and realize everything was kind of half-assed, you know what I mean? That's the issue I was having with the previous deck I was working on, was that it was such a high volume of work that I was just trying to like spit them out as quick as possible, and then I was just unhappy with the quality of them, and like the content just wasn't what I wanted. So I would say definitely take your time. Tarot cards are usually very detailed. There's a lot to them. And I would say do your best to just be as happy with them as possible. And my favorite part of making these is probably the simple color palette. I really wanted to make the deck cohesive, and I felt like it would be really easy for me to start mixing up colors and making slight adjustments so that it wasn't quite as consistent throughout the deck. So I thought the easiest way to keep it consistent would be to do a very, very minimal color palette, which I'm honestly loving working with. It's so simple, and I can just like focus on the line work, and not have to worry about the colors or anything like that. So that's probably my favorite part. Next question. I think they meant, do you use or read tarot cards usually? Yes, like I said, I read them fairly often. And what inspired you while working on this project? I don't think I had any particular inspiration, but pink is just honestly one of my favorite colors, and black and white go with everything. So, how does one get started in making a tarot deck? Honestly, I started with a concept sheet. I'm thinking of maybe releasing that eventually in some of the preliminary sketches I did, but I'm not really sure. The next question, are you making every card that's usually in a tarot deck? Yes, I'm making a full 78 card deck. I don't like the decks that are partial decks. When you finished all the cards, would you do a tutorial on how to use them? I don't know that I would do a tutorial. I'm not like an expert on reading, but like I would maybe share some of the spreads I use if you guys would be interested in that. So that was all the questions I had, but I just want to quickly add here to the end that I do intend to start a Kickstarter to fund this project, which I'm very excited and nervous about. I've never done a Kickstarter or anything crowdfunded before, but I'm hoping to have a Kickstarter page for this deck up by the 6th of July, 2018, so that you guys will be able to purchase decks, and I'll be able to get the project funded and be able to have them in my shop and have some at lower rates for the backers and all of that stuff. I have some ideas for tiers for rewards, but if you guys have any in particular that you would really like to see, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm really, really excited to get this deck produced, and I really would like to hear your guys' feedback and see if you're as interested in it as I definitely am. But yeah, I'm very eager to get this up and going for you guys. So like I said, I'm hoping to have it done in the next few days so you guys can have a look at the Kickstarter page. So thank you everyone for tuning into this. I hope that you're as excited about this project as I am. This is one of the biggest projects I've ever started and feel like I can actually finish. So again, thank you all so much for your support. Thank you to everyone who sent in questions. And when the Kickstarter page is up, I will link it on this video so that you guys can go and have a peek. Don't forget to check out all my links down below for all the information on the materials I used. As always, this art was made on an iPad Pro and Procreate, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!